Hello boys and girls, welcome back to a brand new review, and this time we'll be reviewing a book called Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I've seen this book being mentioned by YouTubers and seen a lot of people I follow on Goodreads reading it as well. So after seeing it non-stop for the last month, I decided to give it a read and see what I thought. Anyway, it is time for a review. Scarlett Dragner has never left the tiny island where she and her sister Tella live with their powerful and cruel father. Now Scarlett's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlett thinks of her dreams of seeing Caraval, the Pharaoh once-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show, is over. But this year, Scarlett's long-dreamt of invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mystery sailor, Tella with Scarlett awaited to the show. Only as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caraval's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out this season Caraval revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlett's been told that everything that happens during Caraval is only an elaborate performance. Nevertheless, she becomes immersed in a game of love, heartbreak, and magic. Whether Caraval is real or not, Scarlett must find Tella before the 5 nights of the game are over, or a dangerous domino effect of consequence will be set off, and her beloved sister will be disappear forever. That part of the story was taken for Goodreads. I just want to mention that now, so people don't say, well, that's not from you. It's taken from Goodreads, as I think they do a better job of describing the story and give you a bit of a preview than I would. My opinion of the book is I had such high hopes for this book. It is a fantasy book that takes place in an island that Scarlett has never heard of or seen before, and it's known as that as Caraval's magic place. So this book was going to have fantasy and magic together, which is my favourite type of books to read, as that's why I love Harry Potter so much. Then you can imagine my disappointment when I discovered that the main character is just so boring for the first 200 pages of the book. She basically has just 3 thoughts. What happens if my father finds out? Where is my sister? I need to leave in time for my marriage. The amount of times that one of these 3 things were mentioned in the first 200 pages of the book is just stupid, and it made it hard to keep reading. Now we get into the romance part of the book. This has never been a favourite part of my kind of reading section. I've never been a big romance guy. However, I do like a good romance in a book if it's done correctly. But I can't stand it when people who say that after knowing someone for less than a week, they are already in love and are prepared to marry someone after that time. That just, I know it's fantasy, it's meant to be unrealistic, but that just sounds the most stupidest thing I've ever heard of. This new guy I've just met, he's so nice. A week later. I've known him for about a week. I love him. I want to marry him. I'm going to have his babies. That just sounds so stupid. Why is that a thing? I don't get why authors keep putting these into books. It's just retarded. So my new best friend, Scarlett, has gone from I can't wait to marry the Count to I hate Julian. So I'm starting to like Julian now. I love Julian. So I'm finally not marrying the Count as I want to spend the rest of my life with Julian. This all happens within the space of 5 days. 5 days in the book, and that is what happens. I don't get why the author decided this was a good idea. Yes, the book takes place over 5 days. But leave the romance on the cliffhanger and say, oh, they're going to get together or not. Not, oh, I want to spend the rest of my life with Julian even though he's a dick, essentially, in the book. It's like, I don't get this. I know that fact is meant to be unrealistic, but dear God, at least make it entertaining and not just boring and predictable from the start. I was happy when reading between page 250 and 350, as it started to get more serious, a little bit darker, which is what I like in a fantasy book. But of course, Stephanie Garber had to go and fucking ruin it. I know that in Caraval nothing is the way it seems, so it makes sense that the people who die come back to life, but the book only becomes interesting when the people start to die. You have one good thing for Stephanie Garber, and that is when she describes in the book, then it's easy to imagine what everything looks like. It makes the read much easier. Too bad that the rest of the book is awful. Do I recommend the book? Shoot if you like boring main characters with pretty boring storyline, except for 100 pages and a terrible ending, then give it a go. If not, don't bother reading this book as it's not worth it. I've been Aaron Morse, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.